All right. So I got to start making documents, just keeping documentation. Um, so I just woke up about 10, 15 minutes ago. But prior to that, waking up, I was, I had experienced something I never experienced before. And leading up to this experience, I was studying um, Lilith, and I was studying um, because I'm trying to remember because I don't even know exactly how I got to the topic of even speaking about Lilith and everything else. Like, okay, there it goes. Yeah, so it started off. It started off originally as me just studying the fact of what was the truest sin in the Garden of Eden. It's like, so I'm gonna tell you the story of leading up and then of the occurrence. So, like I said, I was at first just doing research because I have questions. Because I was listening, I woke up this morning listening to Terrence McKenna, and Terrence McKenna is very deep. You guys should look into him. So Terrence McKenna, he was speaking about the universe and referring to the universe as she, and how psychedelics are like a gateway to other worlds, other dimensions, and seeing other beings and insectoids. And I'm like, I always listen to him because he's deep, and he's a hippie too. So, but it was more so the fact of what got my attention is because he started talking about the Garden of Eden. He said the tree of knowledge, the fruit was a psychedelic. And I thought to myself, let me see. I'm like, I feel like that's kind of reach. I feel like he's kind of reaching. But I'm like, Terrence McKenna is already out there. Not in that sense, but I'm saying he's far out. Like, I'm far out. You know what I mean? Like, we're so conscious, bro. It's like, bro, there's nothing you can't, like, there's nothing that's of the or norm to us. You know what I mean? So I did my research, and I'm like, it's possible that psychedelics were in the Bible, not in the Garden of Eden. I'm not too sure of, but it's possible, because it was very few hallucinations, I guess you could call them, that they had seen throughout the Bible. Like they said, Moses in the burning bush, and it's a story where he saw the spirit of Elijah, and I believe Moses as well. He saw the spirit of them on a mountain. Um, I believe that's the story. I believe, and like I said, I feel as though those were hallucinations, but I don't think they were hallucinations in that sense because I'm like, drugs did exist. Like, drugs have existed for years. So, like I said, I was doing research on drugs at first. I'm just trying to keep you guys posted, like the chronological order. So it went from me doing research on psychedelics in the book of in the Garden of Eden to I started questioning. I'm like, wait a minute, the Garden of Eden. I'm like, well, if the truest sin was the psychedelic, was like it was psychedelics. I'm like, wait a minute, I thought the truest sin was pussy. Excuse my language, but because I was told or informed that, like growing up, I was informed that Eve was the one who ate the apple or the fruit, and she caused all of this hell for women. But then as I gotten older, I think last year is when I started doing my research on it. But I was actually informed on it, like I said, this year. But last year I started doing research on it. And last year I was doing research and I found out that Lilith, like, I didn't know her name until this year, but Lilith was Adam's first wife, and Lilith, she cursed God, and she dipped out of the garden because of she didn't want to submit. Like, she didn't want to submit to Adam, or she felt like she was being submit. Like, you know what I mean? Like force type or whatever. I don't know the word exactly, but because she didn't want the position of missionary. You know what I mean? And I was thinking, I'm like, okay, I'm like, if that's the case, I'm like, wow. So then I started doing research even more into it, and I'm like, okay, well, they say that Lilith is a succubus, and succubus are definitely real, just like incubi are real. And I had a dream last year where I was almost on the verge of having sex with like, I don't know who the freak this woman was. I mean, I knew who she was in my dream, but I was like, bro, because if you basically, they say in with the succubus, because they sleep with the dead. Well, they sleep with us, like they sleep man or woman. Well, they sleep with man, and they take our sperm. You know what I mean? So it's like whenever you have a wet dream or something, like you having that dream, like our sperm is so it's more to it, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's something more to it. I don't even know how to explain it, but our sperm is like, I don't know. But like I said, I was having this dream last year, and I was on the verge of, you know what I mean, getting it on, like, in this dream. But I woke up, and before it could really take it all, like take it there, like the person I was with at that time, I didn't want to. It's like I knew in a mind state, like I was all, even though it was altered, like I was in the spirit realm, like I was asleep. I knew that. I'm like, man, that's wrong. I'm like, you're not the girl I'm talking to, but I'm like, that's not you. You know what I mean? But at the time, I didn't know. Like, I knew, but I didn't know. So, all right, so that's from last year. Now, not too long ago, like prior, like literally like a few minutes ago, I was asleep on my back. Well, at first I was on my side, and I kept feeling like these pokes in my stomach. Like, I thought it was because I woke up and I had drunk some milk and I had some cookie dough. I know I'm a big kid, but I had milk in the cookie dough, and I went and lay back down. I ain't think nothing of it. So I'm like, okay, I'm a little gassy, but I'm like, that's probably just my stomach rolling around. But like I said, I'm on my side, bro, and it's like I was hearing outside, like, I turned the fan off too, cause I was like, bro, I'm like, I don't know what that noise is, and it's like, it was a noise like mm, and I'm like, okay, what is that? So I go back to sleep, and like I said, I'm on my side, and I have my pillow like I don't know, cause since a kid I sleep with a pillow, like, you know what I mean, like a teddy bear type ish. So I have my pillow or my little teddy bear, you know what I mean, and I'm asleep, and I feel something poking me, and I feel a presence, and I'm hearing this noise, and it's like I was aware of it, but like I said, and I remember I woke up a little bit, I was like, and then I went back to sleep, because it was like poking, like not poke, but it was like they were doing this, like they were just like they had hands on my stomach, and they were just like hands are like, if you put your hands on your hips, not your hips though, but like a little bit up, and then squeeze your stomach like that. That's what it felt like. It felt like somebody was just doing that, and I'm like, what is that? I was like, I never felt this before. So I turned from that position on my side to my back, and I put the pillow on my chest, and I'm asleep. And I was like this, so I'm asleep. And then next thing you know, I'm hearing the noise again, and I'm like, what is that noise? And it's mm, and I look, and I just remember, because I had my beanie over my eyes, so I can't see. You know what I mean? Because that helps me go to sleep. Because if I see light, I'm gonna be up. So I had my beanie over my eyes, but I could see a little bit. So, like I said, I'm on my back, and I'm hearing this noise, and then I start feeling this pressure. Man, it was like somebody was sitting on my stomach, and somebody was squeezing my stomach, man. Like, and I froze. Like, I froze up, bro. Like, I'm talking about my hand froze up. And I remember I couldn't talk, bro. Like, I mean, if anybody experienced it, bro, you know what I'm talking about. Like, bro, I could not talk. Like, I could not talk at all, bro. And I had my eyes open, so like I said, I could see through my beanie, but it was so scary, bro, because I'm like, it lasted for like probably like 5, 6 seconds, bro. But that's a long time for real. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Like, bro, that's 6 seconds type ish. You know what I mean? And bro, I'm like, and I remember I felt like I wanted to scream and cry, bro. Like, it was like a cry and scream at the same time, because I'm like, and then when I finally got it out, I was like, fuck. Like, it was like, fuck. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and bro, I just woke up, and I started cursing Lilith. Like, I cursed her. I said, I curse you, and I rebuke you in the name of Jesus. Like, I curse you. You know what I mean? Like, because, bro, one thing about it, like I said, I did research, and I've right-handed God, I've never experienced that before. I always heard people say, like, they experienced sleep paralysis, and I always seen it in movies and stuff like that, but I, for one, never experienced that, and I never cared to, you know what I mean? But I don't think it's a coincidence that I had sleep paralysis for the first time today, right, like, prior to me doing research on Lilith and doing the Garden of Eden and finding out. Like, I'm telling you, bro, this stuff is so real, bro. It is so real. That's why I'm like, let me be proof. You know what I'm saying? Because, bro, like I said, you can't believe in one thing and not believe in the other. That was a demon, bro. Like, this house is not haunted, bro. So that right there just lets you know that's spirit. That's spiritual. Like, bro, this junk is real. That's why I'm like, that's no coincidence, bro. That is no coincidence. So, like I said, people just, bro, y'all really stay prayed up, bro. Like, for real, stay prayed up. Be careful who you pray to. Make sure you put a stamp, like an address on whoever you're praying to. Like, put an address on that. Cause this shit's real. Like, bro, this shit really full. Like, I ain't trying to scare niggas, but I'm saying, bro, this shit's so fucking real, bro. Like, if I was lying about any of this shit, bro, I'm telling you, I would have been for real. Like, that's like my favorite thing to say, because I'm like, it's nothing to lie about. Or at least in my book, for real. Like, bro, this junk is crazy, bro. So, I ain't finna talk y'all head off, but y'all do y'all research if you don't believe me. Like I said, Garden of Eden, Lilith was Adam's first wife. Lilith was the serpent who she tricked Adam and Eve into eating from the tree of knowledge, because she was, I think it was out of jealousy, because they said she returned and she seen Adam was with Eve, so she was kind of jealous. That's how I feel. But you guys do your research on your own, man. I gotta do some more studying. But I love y'all. Stay safe. God bless you and you extended families. Peace out.